new world order.
Zika hoax, 5 things that will happen next. But first of all, why do I have Bill Gates and David Rockefeller here? Well, first of all, in 1947, the Zika virus was patented by the Rockefeller Foundation. And according to Natural News, the latest revelation regarding the Zika virus involves a genetically altered mosquito project funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, an experiment which some suspect may have caused the rapid spread of a once rare disease that is now expected to circulate around the globe. And then you go to the Zero Hedge article, Zika outbreak epicenter in same area, genetically modified mosquitoes, released in 2015, and this was financed by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now we go to John Rappaport's article, Zika hoax, 5 things that will happen next, from February 2nd, 2016, and microcephaly means babies born with small heads and brain impairment. In previous articles, I established that the Zika virus uproar is a hoax. There was no reason to assume the number of Brazilian cases of microcephaly was extraordinary. There is no reason to assume the Zika virus has anything to do with microcephaly. My previous quote, now we have a January 27th AP story out of Rio, published in SF Gate, 270 of 4,180 suspected microcephaly cases confirmed. That's called a clue, in case you're wondering, of the previously touted 4,180 cases of microcephaly in Brazil. The actual number of confirmed cases so far is, well, only 270. Bang! But wait, there's more. AP says also Brazilian officials said the babies with the defect and their mothers are being tested to see if they had been infected. 6 of the 270 confirmed microcephaly cases were found to have the Zika virus. Bang, bang, bang! Out of all the microcephaly cases re-examined in Brazil, only 6 have the Zika virus. That constitutes zero proof that Zika has anything to do with microcephaly. But of course, the machine is rolling and it will move forward. Also, a number of independent investigators are behind the curve. They are still assuming there is proof of a Zika microcephaly epidemic. If there is proof, it is nowhere to be found yet. Here are 5 things that will happen next. Number 1, health agencies and reporters will mention cases of microcephaly in other countries, and they will automatically connect them to the Zika virus. Or they will suggest there could be a connection. This baseless claim is part of the operation to build up the story and spread fear. Microcephaly can be caused by any insult to the brain during fetal development. Number 2, there will be more stories about the rush to develop a vaccine against Zika, the virus that hasn't been proved to cause anything serious. Number 3, some independent researchers will continue to insist that Zika is actually a weaponized biowar virus. They will ignore the fact that, as yet, Zika hasn't been shown to cause microcephaly, or they will point to genetically engineered mosquitoes and the Tdap vaccine as the cause of the Zika epidemic, when there is no proof the epidemic exists. Yes, the vaccine and the mosquitoes are quite dangerous to health, but there is no reason to tout a Zika/microcephaly epidemic when proof is not there. Number 4, the truth here is absence of evidence. On the one hand, the CDC and the World Health Organization will grudgingly admit it would be useful to assemble more hard evidence connecting Zika to microcephaly. On the other hand, they will press forward with emergency warnings to pregnant mothers, travel advisories, and they will emphasize the need to come up with a vaccine. Then they'll forget all about the need for more evidence. Number 5, investigators and researchers will ignore the fact that there is a very real health crisis in Brazil, and it has existed for a long time. The rampant use of toxic pesticides, grinding poverty, contaminated water, lack of basic sanitation, overcrowding, the takeover of farmland by major corporations, prior toxic vaccine campaigns, these are all factors that cause massive illness, suffering, and death in Brazil. Again, I emphasize the release of genetically engineered mosquitoes in Brazil based on no health studies is a crime, to say the least, but there is no need to claim these insects are causing an epidemic of microcephaly since there is no evidence of an epidemic. There is every reason to oppose this genetically engineered mosquito campaign. For the past 30 years, John Rappaport has been analyzing and taking apart phony epidemics. There are two things you must do. Among others, demand proof that the touted case is really the cause, and discover whether the number of ill people is being accurately reported. So far, regarding microcephaly, there is no proof the touted case is the cause, and the recent revision of evidence indicates there are far, far fewer cases of microcephaly in Brazil than initially trumpeted. So there you have it, and you'll notice on the post for this article, I've highlighted Florida just as I did in Oregon whenever that was going on with that hoax. It looks like to me that looks like a operation a long time in the making, and you have the Mormon connection there to look into. Not quite what it seems either. And now you have in Montana a protest against the migrants in Missoula, Montana, and then I highlighted Montana as far as that goes. So look at the map and see how it's an attack geographically. We'll continue to watch that, just as Christ told us in Mark chapter 13 in the last verse. He said, "What I say unto you, I say unto all, watch."
Watch and learn.